In today's episode of the 10Eyes podcast, we have Jack, Sammy, and Andrew with once again the help of Dev as we come together to talk all about Superman. Sorry, that was very cringe. But yes, as you heard, today we're going to talk all about Superman with our good friend Dev. We're also going to talk about the future of the DCU and if Batman should be Robert Pattinson or not.
Did you clap, young Sheldon?
I clapped.
Did you clap, young Sheldon?
Young Sheldon clapped.
Young Sheldon?
Young Sheldon is not clapped. Young Sheldon is peak masculinity. What you on about?
And with that, welcome to the 10Eyes podcast. We're talking about this now, apparently.
We're talking about if young Sheldon is peak masculinity. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, that is what we're talking about.
Bazinga.
Yes, Bazinga indeed.
Bazonga.
We're here with Devlin again, because he had the time to come over, and it was great to have him the last time. So he's here with us once more.
I'm plugging.
Way.
Me too, literally. Like, place Devlin.
Make your Wojaks.
Yeah, make my Wojaks. It's time to talk about Superman. It's out.
We just go straight into it?
We can go straight into it. Yeah, I think we should. There's no point beating around the bush. We've got to talk Superman. Who wants to go first?
Okay, so can I say spoilers?
I think we should do non-spoilers and then spoilers.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's get the...
The film is very well, paced. I was very surprised with the amount of actual stuff in the film. It's actually very well paced. I'm going to have to say spoilers.
No, I get you.
No spoilers yet.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, but yeah.
We'll get all into the spoilers in a second. Let's just get all of our non-spoiler thoughts out first.
The film is very well done in the way it handles everything that is going on. It is no secret where the story starts. There's no kind of way that it tries to hide what's been going on previously within the set universe. So when we're thrusted into this middle of the story and all these characters are already evolving and already going, I think James Gunn and all the actors do a great job portraying that they've already been here before. When you do a Superman story, it's normally origin or it's normally close towards his early attachment to everyone else. So when the switch up of Clark already being in The Reporter, Lex Luthor is already kind of the top businessman, all these people are already established, I think they do an amazing job showing their portrayals and showing the accuracy on where they are and their headspaces, especially with the Justice Gang. Amazing, great plot and great use of just kind of B-list characters.
I will say it was really refreshing to be able to sit down in the DC movie and not have a flashback to anything or even mentioning. That's a bit of a spoiler. I guess it's the really beginning. But
yeah.
In my mind, I guess I can say that I genuinely felt like the start of this movie felt a lot like how I felt when I first watched Star Wars Episode 4 for the first time. I felt like, okay, this is a world that already has been existing for a really long time, where these creatures of extreme, like this world already has faced extreme threats and whatnot. And Superman showing up has happened. It's been this time, already everything is kind of unfolding, and it's just refreshing that I don't have to sit down and be to know who he is. I already know, I just want to get to it. And that's also where, Devlin's correct about the pacing. It was just, back, start to finish, I was locked in. At the same time, I was also watching this with my stepdad, who's a Snyderverse fan, and also I was with my mom, who is not even a comic book person. And both of them locked the fuck in.
As they should.
And I'm just there trying to say that I watched a person who has no idea what a super comic book movie this even, none of the DC lore, and they understood everything immediately and were just in it.
It's because as well, right? They name drop stuff in the film that comic book fans can be oh, that's a thing, but other people would be there oh, that's something that's going to be established later in a future installment.
Yeah.
I was about to name another example. God damn it.
Andrew, what are your thoughts based on not knowing kind of anything about
so I know very little about DC. This is the first DC movie I've ever seen in cinemas. So I thought I liked how you got an understanding of Superman's character, but without needing all of the backstory stuff as to because they explained that throughout, he's He's an alien, adopted by parents in, I think, was it like Kansas or something? And then, you know, he turns into this good guy, you know, fights just for the sake of helping people. And, like, I like how you get a sense of that, and also just, you know, I think it's just a good portrayal of just, you know, hope, justice, and just kindness.
Certainly, I think so, and rather than telling you where he's from and kind of telling you what he does, he actually, like James Gunn and everything, shows you what he does. This kind of act of kindness, the fact that he's saving all these people, he's stopping the kaijus and stuff like that. Rather than say in Richard Donner's Superman or anything like that, it's like we go to Krypton, we see what's happening, and they basically just kind of thrust us into the beginning of his story, and you have to rush through everything else just to put you in his sole mission of wanting to be good. There's no like, oh, I need to stop this so I can have an ulterior motive. It's just Superman being him, Superman being this act of kindness, and that's so...
I do hope they make a prequel, though, that establishes all that stuff, because although we don't need to be told it again, I would like to see this Superman's take on, like, you know, falling down to Kansas and, like, you know, this Superman interacting with the Smallville residents before moving on to the Daily Planet and Metropolis and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just want to see more.
Yeah, just want to see more. The villain, Lex Luthor, generational hater.
For real.
The definition of I will hate you for everything you've ever done, and Nicholas Hoult was actually the perfect casting. I can't see anyone else doing that version of Lex Luthor. I don't see it at all. I don't know about you guys.
Especially his range of emotion, like as the character. You would think that he would just be angry all the time, but there's actually some other elements to his character, you know, like happiness and glee and like all this other stuff.
Whenever Superman is in the wrong and Superman does something that Lex Luthor wants, you can fucking see in Nicholas Holt's face on how actually happy and joyous he is. His face, it's really his facial emotions that really portray it, and the fact he's so bitter and so joyous with his employees, giving them rubs, telling them that they're doing a good job, and then as soon as Superman foils his plans, he turns into this conniving asshole, and it's so good.
Who just treats their employees like dirt.
Yeah, he's such a two-faced bitch.
It was such... Two-faced? It was such a... Jenny, for me, as I was gonna say, you said everything I wanted to say about Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor. For me, it was the fact that the last Lex Luthor I'd seen on screen was fucking Jesse Eisenberg's version, and genuinely, the first moment I saw he was bold and started talking, and he was like focused, serious. I'm like, no clapping, no fucking religious bullshit that he's talking about on the side. He's just focused on being Lex Luthor and not some weird fucking whatever Jesse Eisenberg's version was of Lex Luthor. Holy
I actually completely forgot that Jesse Eisenberg was Lex Luthor in Batman v Superman.
I
completely forgot. My brain just got rid of that.
Didn't.
I love how much of a man-child he is.
Yes.
Like, this might dip slightly into spoilers, but
that's fine.
Anytime something goes slightly wrong, he full on throws temper tantrums. He loses it and
screams.
This is properly in the end, but. So spoilers, but I mean when Superman has his big motivational speech and Lex is just like, I don't care, I don't give a shit. You're saying all that stuff, I'm doing this because you're an alien and you're bad.
I'm glad we're going back to a comic book era with movies where villains are just unapologetically evil. Spider-Verse did that as well, where Kingpin was just evil for the sake of being evil. He had a slight motive, but his actions don't really, they don't relate to the motive really.
Yeah.
So him killing people doesn't directly relate to it.
Also, on the topic of motives, I like that Lex does this and he justifies it as, I'm saving people, I'm doing this for the better of humanity. But when the city... Okay, we're in spoiler territory now. When the city is about to be ripped apart, he goes, well, then they can die because they decided to go with him instead. So I'm like, I love when a villain is so
chose
evil.
him!
They chose him! Literally, those words. I'm like, yeah, no, I love that. That shows how much of a villain he is. He doesn't back down and he's like, oh no, for the people. No, he is fully, then they should die then.
But I love how, on face value, it's almost as if they have the same motives. But when you go deeper, Superman's actually genuinely just trying to do good for the sake of doing good. Like, he's not doing it for any gain. Meanwhile, Lex Luthor, you can tell that there's, like, other stuff underneath. Like, you like, for example, treating his employees like dirt. If he actually had the same motive as Superman of, like, making the world a better place, he wouldn't do that. Just straight up. He wouldn't, for example, split a city in half. He would never do that if he actually had the same motive.
Agreed, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Is like, for Superman, there's no ulterior motive. It's genuinely just to be kind. And for Lex, he knows he's envious. He knows he's jealous of everything, but he uses that jealousy and uses that enviness to be the worst version of himself. And that's fucking A tier.
Imagine if Lex only assembled. Oh, sorry.
Oh my god, please keep going, it's okay.
Okay, imagine if Lex Luthor only built LexCorp into this, like, metahuman thing just because he wanted to spite Superman.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like that's heavily implied.
I was going to say, that's really heavily implied in the way that he treats everyone who is a metahuman, and this is definitely going to spoilers, but the way that he uses the pocket dimension to just put anyone he does not like into prison, including metahumans, including people that has done him wrong. I mean, one of the big standouts of the film, Metamorpho, the fact that he is only used as a weapon. He's not used for being a human being. He's used to foil Superman once again. Everything in his wheelhouse is against him.
He's so petty. He put his ex-girlfriend for writing a blog about him in that
Yep.
prison.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just genuinely
it's
bad.
insane. And also, I like the fact that they do point out, like, Lex, there aren't enough kryptonite on Earth to really subdue him. So he's like, okay, then I do the only thing logical. You can make any element ever. Cool, I have your son. Now you do what I say. It's like...
Yeah, I actually loved that. How they established that, like, actually, there's not much kryptonite, because it does make sense. Like, in the comics and in the movies, there's always been, like, a massive amount of kryptonite. But in this universe, there isn't that much, actually. So the villains are going to have to get clever in how they get kryptonite.
It's either done in, like, a very comedic way that there's so much kryptonite that it's like, what's the fucking point of leaving it around? Or there's so little that it's so intense and such a... Especially with Batman v Superman, the fact that's the only last remaining one is the plot point. But I think it just kind of subdues any kind of harm from Superman being this perfect character. Like, his weakness is more than just kryptonite, but it's just kind of boring when it's only that.
Now that we are more fully into spoiler territory, I want to bring up the fact that I went into this hearing all like, oh, Superman's really goofy now, or it's like, it's really lighthearted. When that... I don't remember his name. Mali.
Oh my god, I cried
happened,
again.
When that happened, I was like, that's DC. As much as this is lighthearted, they don't fuck around. They will go that dark if they have to.
Agreed.
Don't tell him nothing, Superman. I believe in you.
Andrew, were you not expecting that at all? Because obviously you'd not, prior DC films, going into that and seeing that moment, that's fucking terrifying. I was not ready for it.
Yeah.
It was the man, when Lex Luthor kills the random guy with a bullet, he does the Russian roulette in the prison. Do you remember that scene? Cause that, him. No, it's fair enough. It's one of those short scenes that kind of just, because the film keeps on going, keeps on chugging along, you're most likely to forget it. Did everyone jump? Did everyone go like that when that happened?
I did.
Yeah,
because
I just froze, really.
I think
you expected it. You had expected it to be one of those scenes that where, like, you know, the bullet wouldn't go off until, like, Superman stops him, or like something like that, or like Lex Luthor would stop on the 5th attempt. But then on the 2nd attempt, it's just like boom, done. He's dead now.
Unexpected thing. It was terrifying, and they kind of do that a few times, especially with Eve when she sends the information to Jimmy, and Lex Luthor goes into the fucking locker and pulls her out with her leg. I was hands up, like, what the fuck? This guy is genuinely psychopathic.
People actually
Yeah.
laughed in my cinema when when they did the scene of the server room and then turning to Ultraman.
Yeah.
People actually laughed. Like, they were just there like,
When
oh
he just
wow.
when he just looks up like, "Huh?"
Dude.
He definitely
Like,
would
you
make
know-
that noise. He definitely would make that noise.
Yeah.
Oh?
What was that?
Okay.
Also, I remember last podcast episode, I think, no, when we talked about Superman for the first time, and we were on the topic of Ultraman, I said, hey, I think you're just gonna be David Cornsweat. I called it!
I was gonna
I
say.
said he was just gonna be David. I just said he was gonna be David, and I'm like, damn, I was right.
I was gonna say, what did people think Ultraman was going to be?
I always thought Ultraman was going to be like a clone or variant of Superman because, you know, Ultraman in the comics is
Evil doppelganger.
another universe Superman. But I didn't expect him to be a clone. I mean, that does make sense because they shouldn't establish the multiverse this early on, especially with the first film. But I actually like it. It's quite cool, and it opens up further opportunities for Ultraman to come back in the future. I know he's in a black hole now, but like, you know, DC logic.
But say I have a theory on that. I don't know what.
A game theory.
I do. I have a theory which we'll talk about later when we actually probably
Yeah.
start conspiracy theory on the next one. Ultraman, I thought he was going to be not a clone because I feel like the clone trope was very outdone. He's basically just Black Noir from The Boys.
That's what I was
don't know if you
thinking.
guys
From the
see them.
comics, yeah.
I was absolutely thinking the same thing.
Yeah, like the fact that he's just a clone of the good guy, well, in The Boys' sense, the clone of just Homelander. I was not annoyed or kind of like, oh wow, that's such a lazy writing trick, because the embodiment of Ultraman being the opposite of Superman makes sense. The whole point of Ultraman being the ultimate version of Superman. Nice writing, but I kind of wish there was a little bit of a deeper aspect to him, rather than just being this bumbling idiot, because I guess the only person that Superman kills in the film is Ultraman via black hole. And I assume that's gonna go, and this is my theory, is that Ultraman will just become Bizarro. I think
Yes,
that's
I was thinking the
cool,
exact same thing. I was thinking the exact same thing when I watched it in cinema.
because
It would be so cool.
because if he goes into the black hole, he goes to the opposite of Earth, which is Bizarro's world, which is the cube and everything, and especially the big inspiration of Superman All-Star. He has a chapter with Bizarro and has a deep conversation with him, because obviously in Superman All-Star he's dying, so he wants to do everything in his checklist, and basically one of them was to talk with Bizarro. And if he becomes Bizarro, he can evolve and actually become something better than Ultraman. I don't know what you guys think of that, but I just think that's such a good idea that they could explore.
Yes.
If they wanted
I think that's
to.
a really cool
Yes.
theory.
My wish is that if we ever get Bizarro, my dream would be finally seeing Red Hood and Bizarro on screen.
The Outlaws.
Them playing chess and stuff, dude. I'd love to see that.
Yeah,
I
and
feel
mean,
like there's a lot that
it's a lot.
like the DCEU would never have done, to be honest. Like from the comics. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. The whole thing
Yeah,
was to be too different
thinking
that
about
it
it.
doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just a slight little Red Hood fan. It's not like I.
Not
No,
that,
I'm just
yeah,
a
no,
Like they
slight-
probably
yeah.
would have never adapted Red Hood in the DCEU.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad they're probably going to do it in the DCU.
I'm praying. I'm fucking praying.
But now,
I'm brave.
yeah.
Can I say one idea I saw
Yes.
floating around?
Okay, yeah.
So I saw this, or there's been a few articles and things about it, but Henry Cavill returning as General Zod. Yes or no?
Oh. Oh. Hold. No, that I don't hate that idea.
Give me
How
a
would that
minute.
work?
Yeah. Andrew, what do you think of that?
I don't know, because I think I don't know much about the DCEU, or I think it's the DCEU, but
Yeah.
I mean, I always liked at least the look of Henry Cavill as Superman, so I think having him as basically what I'd say is the evil sort of Superman, I think that would work really well, especially because I mean the Snyderverse isn't known for saving people.
I don't particularly want him to be General Zod, because I like the idea of him being Ultraman from the alternate Earth.
Yeah.
not because I don't think General Zod, I don't think he'd be a good actor for it. I think he'd be fucking amazing. Him with the goatee or the mustache, perfect. He did that shit in Mission Impossible. But him being the alternate evil Superman, Ultraman, I think that would give a lot of resonance towards the old fandom and being like, wow, look, he's coming back. He's an old actor, because obviously nostalgia is a big thing these days. So whenever they do that, personally, I'd prefer him to be Ultraman. But General Zod, that is good casting. That is good acting.
I think they should just do a Jason Momoa where they just bring back the actor as a different character.
Yeah, but who could he be? That's the thing. Like, who else could he be? That's the issues now. It's like he kind of
Bruce Wayne
fits the stereotype. I do not want him as Batman.
Have you seen the fan castings online?
Yes.
Yep.
I personally know.
Bruce
Man, I never thought about the idea of Henry Cavill as General Zod. I think that would be awesome, considering the last one he
basically was Zod.
Well, the last one, as much as I think Zod was good in Man of Steel, I'm like, all he did was yell.
Michael Shannon, he did just yell.
I loved him as Zod.
I will find him!
I think he was a good Zod, but he was also just...
You'll destroy Krypton!
What did we think of the actual plot of the film? Because obviously it's heavily implied within its political stances and its way of being punk rock. Were we fans of this kind of intake and difference within the story?
Yes.
Yeah?
I think that the movie doesn't ever say what they're trying to imply. They're just saying, hey, there's this conflict going on, and Superman stopped it. That's all they're saying. Are they saying it by name? Are they mentioning any politics by... No, that's for you to put in. It's your choice if you want to make this as political as you want it to be. And personally, I just fucking went in and was like, yeah, no, this is just them commentating what's going on in the world, but it's also a superhero movie. It's like, yeah. And then you go online, you see people like, how dare you? I'm like, dude, they never said this. They never did any of that. They implied it, but that's you that's putting that together.
When I was watching the film for the first time, on when it came out, on the day it came out, with like zero spoilers about that whole stuff, I genuinely just thought it was just a conflict. So Superman came in and stops the conflict, because, you know, people would die, so he stopped it. But it looks like a lot of people have inserted their politics into the movie. You know, like the boycotting right now of the film in certain countries. They're just inserting their politics into the film when like connections existed, I think, just because like they're covering like a conflict. They're showing a conflict out of millions, basically. You know, there's been hundreds of conflicts. I think they were just showing like a conflict that was basically not a highlight reel, but you know what I mean, a conflict where a country is invading another country, that kind of thing.
Like, I've seen threads, because like lots of people try and like, from certain countries are like, oh, this is about mine, or this is about like theirs. But like I've seen like it's linked to like a ton of other like real world conflicts going on, like just right now and historically in the past.
The conflicts that they choose to provide are so, like you guys are saying, they're so historically again and again and again that no matter what kind of thread you pull it towards, it's kind of just a neutral ground. As much as it's politically biased towards one thing, all it's saying is invading a country is bad, Superman is good, don't do that shit. And I just love how...
And also, don't work with billionaires. Sorry, yeah.
Don't work with billionaires. No, literally. It's like, it's just saying, be a good person. And these conflict has happened in comics before, so it's not like James Gunn is pulling it out of his ass and taking off real political stances. Because when writing the movie, the current war that's going on and the current shit that's happening was not really happening. So of course, when you pull it
you
to
could
be
even
one
argue
thing, it's just
it was
not.
based. Agreed. You could even argue actually that it was more so based on the Russia-Ukraine conflict.
Yeah, it could be based off anything.
Because
exactly,
yeah, exactly.
Did you?
There's
guys...
as much comparison. Sorry, yeah,
exactly.
you were saying.
No, I was just saying. Did you guys enjoy how they approached it, because you're saying like, yeah,
Yes.
it's a good plot line, but just the way they kind of streamlined it. Do you wish they went further in and went more towards one area, or showing more things, or no?
I think we saw enough. I
yeah.
like the end where it's not Superman who shows up. It's Superman who inspires other people to show up and do the right thing.
Yes.
Good answer, nephew.
Perfect writing.
Good answer.
Yeah,
Good answer.
because
yeah, it's good writing.
I mean, like Guy Gardner, who's a complete asshole the entire movie, and is sort of
Peak
like
character.
yeah, also is like, oh, it kind of doesn't affect us, you know, yada yada yada. But then, like by the end, you know, Superman's off trying to deal with everything happening in Metropolis. So it's like, oh, who's there to save the was it Janhanpur or something like that?
Cherapur. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, who's there to save that? And then you get your answer. It's the Justice Gang plus the material dude.
Metamorpho.
I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Metamorpho.
Metamorpho.
Or Element.
Can
Man,
I just
what he's
go
known
on to a
for.
side topic quickly?
That's
Sounds
fine,
really
yeah.
weird. The Justice Gang's logo design, right, is heavily hinting towards them renaming themselves the Justice League.
It
Yeah.
is. That's what
I
love
love
about
that
it, is
so much.
Yes, because you can tell, like, oh, this is where this is eventually going to be this one day, and I love that little
Yeah.
detail. And I also, I'm going on a side tangent because of you mentioned it, but Guy Gardner in this film was one of my favorite parts of this thing. I loved how much he oozes of just thinking he's the most important man in the room whenever he is anywhere near a scene. And I love how much people dislike him, but he also is a good guy at the end of the day.
Yes.
And at the same
He's-
time, like, he does good things, but then he also has scenes like, should we let this guy in the crew? Nah, this freak, I don't know about that. I don't think he deserves to be in the Justice Gang. Justice Gang? That's a cool name. Alright, he's in.
I loved the confrontation scene between Guy Gardner and Superman after that whole
Yes!
Yeah.
information comes out. Because, like, he is literally doing his job, but he's being an arsehole about it. Not really being an arsehole about it. He's being confrontational because, you know, Superman is one of those threats that he would have to fight, and he was put there by the Green Lantern Corps to fight and defend Earth from.
Exactly. Literally, the line that he says is that if you are one of the threats that the Guardians of the Guardians told me about,
The Guardians of
I'm
the
gonna
Galaxy.
I was gonna say Guardians of the Galaxy because James Gunn and his work, but the fact that
Yeah.
Guardians of Oa told me about, of course I'm gonna have to take you down. It's my oath. And I love that he continues to use this kind of using the ring as an scapegoat and a power flex.
Yes.
Throughout the film. I think that's such an interesting way of doing Guy Gardner, because he's kind of always been like that, especially when he's a Green Lantern with everyone else of the human sectors. I thought the Justice Gang was such a good inclusion, and especially the fact it's Maxwell Lord and it's kind of more corporate, especially with Mr. Terrific and Hawk Girl. I like that we chose these people so it didn't take the spotlight off of everyone else. I think everyone
Yes.
mixed so well together, especially with that end conflict.
Yeah.
And
I fucking fanboyed when Superman turned and the guy just went, "Make your move, Big Blue." I was like, yes!
Yes!
Fuck yeah!
Yes!
I was like, yes! That's so cool! I was
Make your
losing
move,
my mind.
Big Blue.
I was like,
It's-
oh god, that's so cool.
Yeah, I love that. And going back to the ending conflict, I like how, like you guys are saying, it was the Justice Gang who showed up, it was everyone else, and Superman had to deal with personal stuff, whereas Justice Gang are starting to take more initiative, especially with the likes of Mr. Terrific not wanting to kind of get involved previously because he doesn't have time for emotions. But when it's world-changing conflicts, he steps up and kind of becomes the person he needs to be, and especially more towards the Terrific's gang and his whole team of people. He
Yeah.
goes more in line with that, and that is just well done for doing something like that, rather than just being like, oh, no one turned up, Superman has to save both. He doesn't have to do both, he's just doing what's right.
I do love
Like-
as well the dimensional imp, right? They established that Superman isn't always there to save everyone. So, of course, the Justice Gang would step up and just, you know, stop the dimensional imp, for example. I just found that really cool. Anyways, what were you saying?
I was gonna say that what just an inclusion to have Mr. Terrific be in that movie, and how well he really worked at what he was doing, and I love that his motive was never because of anything else than he just wanted to piss off Green Lantern. That was the only reason he did anything. And it was just, he oozes with the idea of that I am actually just the best, and everyone else can, go suck it. Like, that's his entire energy, and I love it. He walks in every time thinking he is the smartest man in the whole... I was loving it. But I think the scene that, for me, was just like, okay, this is great, is when he's in LexCorp. He walks past the guy on the computer, and he goes, I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific. I'm like, yes, you are.
I don't need any help. I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
What is the personal spotlight of the film? For a lot of people, it is Mr. Terrific, and I'm going to ask this question because I assume for one of us at least, it's going to be him and his inclusion in the film. The clear winner of, oh my god, I want more, I want to see more of this character. Is it Mr. Terrific for people, or is it someone else?
I think it might be Mr. Terrific for me. I think I loved him.
For me, as much as the Justice Gang was like, oh, I love Guy Gardner, I love Mr. Terrific, like, I loved all of them, I still really thought the spotlight for me still was at Superman at the end of the day. I just felt more like the Justice Gang and all of their coolness just brought up Superman even more for me. I was like, I really care about Superman. I want them to eventually start working together. I want them to have that connection start building. And I thought, like, as cool as Mr. Terrific was, the fact that they were helping out people for their own reasons and whatever, but in the end it's to save the world. I thought that was genuinely beautiful. And on top of everything else, having, just Superman being done right is what I was more focused on when I watched the movie. I was more like, I'm tired of the Cavill. I want to see Superman be Superman. And that's why I mainly focused on Superman. So yeah, I don't know. It was a bit all over the place on my focus because there was so much cool stuff going on.
That's fair enough.
Fanboying was going crazy, but Superman is what won the spotlight for me. But yeah, I don't know about you, Devlin. I don't know who.
Okay, so the spotlight for me, right, is Superman. Absolutely, I want to see more of Superman in the universe. I want to see more of this take of Superman. But Hawk Girl, what is up with her? Because they mention how she's an alien, but I don't know anything about Hawk Girl. I want to see more of Hawk Girl.
Do you want me to explain it, or do you want me to leave it to the DC Studios to explain it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
I wanna see like maybe a TV show that goes into detail about it, because obviously we need to see origins for those characters. The Superman Batman argument makes sense, but I want to see how Guy Gardner got the ring. I want to see. I sound like I'm talking about Lord of the Rings right now.
No, as you should be.
I want to see the backstory to Mr. Terrific, that kind of stuff. So I want to see some spin-offs about it.
Andrew, I want you to expand your thought on Mr. Terrific, because I also agree with you that Mr. Terrific was like the standout. Because it might be the same.
I think he was just fun, but also like it was sort of just refreshing to see, because I don't know this guy. I've never heard of a Mr. Terrific, but just someone showing up, being like super cocky and like, oh yeah, I'm him, by the way. I like that. And it's something I want to see more of. It's just really entertaining at the end of the day for me.
I completely agree with you. I think Mr. Terrific and Jimmy Olsen were my standouts for the film. Everyone's like a 10 out of 10.
The CEO of sex.
The CEO of sex, Jimmy Olsen, Mr. Terrific.
DC.
And I don't know, dude.
DC's CEO of sex.
He is. I don't know if you guys thought this, but when I was watching the film, I was kind of giving the energy of Mr. Terrific is clearly supposed to be... Not clearly, but he kind of gives the same energy as like a Batman substitute, where he's like, I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific, I'm Batman. I don't know if you guys thought that. I don't know if you guys see any kind of parallels of that. Might just be me, but might be just be because I want Batman in everything. I do kind of see a little bit where he doesn't care about emotional stakes. He just wants to get the job done. He just wants to save the day. He's goddamn Batman. I see like the tiniest bit of it. But Jimmy Olsen, what a fucking stud.
Okay, yes, I fucking love Jimmy Olsen. He needs that spin-off show. I need him bad, okay? You have no idea.
No, his charisma. Game's game, bro.
I could not stop laughing whenever him and Eve were talking, and it was just like, so this means we can be together forever? Yeah!
He is such a player. He is such a player.
I was like, come on, Jimmy.
Finally,
Are you
Jimmy
serious?
Olsen.
The Johnny Bravo of the DCEU.
He really
Yeah.
is.
He really is.
And I loved
Um,
the parallels of kind of doing Superman's best friend, Jimmy Olsen, where he actually kind of had something to do rather than just being like, don't call me Chief, I'm going to give you coffee in the older films. What a legend. He saves the day with his charisma with Eve.
Can I just say as well, he got shot in the DCEU, so that means that we're better than like
Yeah.
ground
In it-
level.
So, for people who don't know, because he's in it for such a short period of time, Jimmy Olsen in the DCEU was an FBI agent who gets killed in the first 10 minutes of Man of Steel.
No,
Batman v
Batman
Superman.
Superman. Sorry, because he's so little, I forget what film he's in. Why?
Jimmy Olsen, The Daily Planet. Boof.
Yeah.
I don't get it. So I'm really glad that we got a Jimmy Olsen that feels right. I think that's a
Also-
lot of thing for the characters.
Yeah. Also, this may just be me, but I honestly really love the take on Lois Lane in this movie. I like that she, as much as they had been dating for a while, she wasn't really like, I am really Clark's, I don't know, I'm not really Clark's girlfriend yet. I'm
Yeah.
still unsure how I feel about him.
Yeah.
And then that she goes out of genuine, like, not out of like, oh, he's my lover, but more, hey, I want to save this guy because at the end of the day, he wants to do good. At least that's what he's saying. So I want to save him. And like above all that, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then she gets to do the story about Lex being a fucking dictator behind the scenes, and that was his plan. Like, I like that she got to do that. But above all else, low-key, she was one of the funniest characters in the movie.
She was good.
The freaking, my oath is this. Well, your haircut should be against your oath. That got me so good.
No, with that guy, God,
My
that
what?
was so good.
My what is my what?
That was so good. I think Lois
You're
Lane.
telling me you can
amazing.
invest in all of those spinning balls and a fucking flying ship, but you couldn't invest in a fucking faster garage door?
It's so good. It's so
That
good.
was so good.
That's the one
And-
joke I didn't like, in all honesty, because like no
Really?
one laughed in my cinema, and I was the only one that laughed.
Oh,
my
I've got a story.
My whole cinema hall erupted in laughter because they kept on laughing at how slow it was. Then Lois Lane pointed it out, and then the whole cinema just could not stop laughing. We were like, me and my family, we were still giggling about that joke on the drive home. So that's the one that I kind of walked away with. What was your story, Andrew? Excuse me.
So I watched it with my dad, and my dad is a very busy person. So he does like lots of jobs. So he's also got a ton of alarms. And one of them went off mid-film. I forgot
Oh
what
my
scene.
God.
And for some odd reason, he somehow rigged it so you can't turn off his phone if you hold the power button. So I had to like jumble through my dad's phone settings like whilst the movie was going on, trying to make
my
sure like
God.
it's not
That's
gonna go
great.
off again. Luckily it didn't, but it was so fucking funny.
When did that happen in the film?
I'm
Near the
trying to
start?
remember. I want to say they were in the pocket dimension. It was like one of the slower scenes
Okay.
around there. But
Oh my
that was
God.
yeah. I was like
The, like-
terrified for the rest of the film.
The very quiet black hole scene, just. Diddle-doo, diddle-doo, diddle-doo,
Yeah.
diddle-doo.
It's like Baby Joe is about to die, and then just the alarm goes off. That was terrifying.
Boom, boom. Oh, I love that alarm.
No, that's,
I do
Loads-
actually have one other thing. This might be going a bit too forward, but I want to
That's
talk
fine.
about the Peacemaker trailer because I know the Justice Gang show up in that, and that I'm excited
Yes.
for.
because
It,
he appears in the film as
Yes,
a
we can
guest.
talk
Yes,
about that. Yeah,
that
yeah.
was
In the
my
start.
favorite. That was maybe my favorite joke in the entire film. I was so like
Dude.
taken off guard, and I loved it.
I can't believe you said that, man. I can't believe it. Like, I was just there.
I don't know how I feel though about them not doing a fresh start, but instead picking and choosing like the movies to bring over. Like they're making the Suicide Squad still canon. They're making Peacemaker still canon to the new universe? And it's kind of there like, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that, you know.
So apparently the plot of Peacemaker Season 2, and this is just rumours, is that due to the pocket dimensions that Chris goes through, apparently it will alter timelines. So apparently, and in the trailer, there's a shot of Peacemaker looking at Peacemaker, a different one that's just John Cena without the mask on. So everyone's theorizing that what's going to happen is he's going to go across from this old universe, the Suicide Squad timeline, the DCEU, and go over to the DCU, which is why he appears in Superman and why he appears in these ways. Because
that's cool.
It makes a connective tissue on why the old universe existed and why the new one existed, because it was a different universe, and that gives a subtle way of showing the audience that the multiverse exists in the DCU, and it confuses less audiences.
Yeah.
2 movies in, not even 2 movies in, we're already getting the multiverse. Fantastic.
Yeah. You're not a fan of the multiverse?
I think some.
I kind of did
I'm
just
not huge.
critique this.
I'm not huge on the multiverse.
Save the multiverse
yeah.
for a while, in my opinion. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting DC stories, obviously, with the multiverse. But I'm like, please save it. Use it sparingly.
At least introduce the characters first.
Yes,
So we've gone
Leave us
bankrupt.
with that.
Introducing the multiverse.
That's fair enough. Were you guys annoyed at Crypto
No.
with his stuff?
No.
I wasn't annoyed, but like I didn't care for Crypto, like at all, really.
Really?
I don't care if the lives or dies.
Really? Why
No.
not Crypto?
It was just like the shit with Crypto. Like until the end, where I was like, oh yeah, cool. They're not even like Superman's dog. That's kind of like really interesting. But like throughout the movie, I was just like, oh yeah, it's a dog. It's Crypto.
It's a dog.
Yeah.
Dog with a cape.
Yeah, it's
Ugh,
a bit.
dog with a cape.
That scene was funny as fuck, though.
It's so good. It was so good. Ugly dog in a cape. He took the dog, Luffy. He took the dog. I really love Crypto. I loved his inclusion. I'm glad he wasn't The Rock playing a dog, like in DC League of Super Pets. Because you have to pull that parallel to the previous one. I loved at the end, like you're saying, Andrew, with the cameo of Supergirl, and how he's basically just dog sitting for him the entire time, which is why they don't get along and why they hate each other, kind of, but they also love each other. The fact that the entire plot evolves around saving Crypto, which then gets Superman in trouble, which then gets Lois and Mr. Terrific to save him, and then opens this black hole and opens the idea of destroying Metropolis for Lex Luthor's gain. Amazing. A good turn of events.
Meanwhile, she was just partying.
Yeah, she was partying, and that's very accurate to her. And Superman Woman of Tomorrow, the comic they're pulling from, she's like that. She's in a depressive state. She goes to these red suns just to finally feel normal because she's been.
I had a
thrusted
friend who went to Superman in Supergirl cosplay. So when that happened, they were just there like pogging, like,
down, face open.
oh my god, no way.
I do want to point out something. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there were 2 like big references I saw, which had me like, wait, hold on a second. On a news board in the movie, it is mentioned that Gotham is flooded.
What? No.
Yes.
I'm searching this up.
It
could have been AI,
I might.
but
It's definitely AI.
It did say in the background somewhere apparently Gotham is flooded.
Because like the big one in the background was when they were in the Hall of Justice, which was an amazing set piece. They showed the golden age of heroes, the previous incarnations of kind of some of the heroes that they are and some of the characters. That was an amazing subtle detail.
That was a very subtle. And the other one was when oh my god,
The leader goes into his office.
I'm talking about when they're evacuating, and I forgot the fucking name of the city.
Metropolis, when they're leaving.
It is Metropolis.
Yeah,
For some
when
reason,
they're leaving Metropolis,
I
there's a gate to Gotham, and they're also
it says
going to
Gotham this way, and I was like, oh shit, okay, that's cool. I wonder I wonder what Bruce was doing that whole time.
Yeah. No, the big one was the music in when the leader of thingy goes into the office and it starts to sound like the Batman score. Did you guys pick up on that and think that he was
No,
good?
wait, really?
So in one of the tracks, when he goes to the port, when he goes into the gate, it starts to sound like the Batman theme, and a lot of people thought when the soundtrack got released online that he was going to appear in the film. That did not be true, and it was just a random thing that sounded similar to it. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just close to it. Yeah, it's just close to it, which is why I was a bit like, I think if they introduce Batman, I think that would be too much.
Well,
Yes.
as well.
I always looked at what James Gunn was doing, and I'm like, look, it's basically the same way that what Marvel did is that they introduced Superman first as their Tony Stark, and then they're gonna introduce Batman as like their Steve Rogers a bit later.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Yeah.
more
I
like
get that.
Spider-Man, but yeah. Because Spider-Man was
I think-
introduced like really late into the MCU. Like it was like phase like 2 or 3.
For
Yeah,
example,
in Civil
like,
War, it was phase...
the fact that we're getting a
Three.
Clayface movie first.
Yes. I'm very
That
excited
is
for that.
insane to me. I'm like, we're actually getting a Batman villain before Batman is even actually properly introduced.
Yeah. So we're giving this film, right, a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Like, nothing wrong. We have no quarrels with this film? Or is there genuinely... That was kind of a quarrelly,
I may have some, but like again, this Superman movie is like at the point of like I already think it's perfect. So the thing of me going is more like I have some nitpicks really.
Okay, what are these nitpicks?
The only nitpicks that I have are again just like if the universe is established as it is, like obviously you get like 30 years ago this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. I'm okay, the DC universe has gone on for a bit before Superman arrived. And
Yeah.
metahumans are a thing, so that means okay, and I was like, okay, well that means a lot of the heroes actually do exist already. And that's where my nitpick comes in. I'm like, okay, but then why wasn't Flash there? Why wasn't Batman there? Where's all if they existed already? But I'm like, hey, there might be a good reason. I don't want to nitpick too much.
They're
I'm
probably
like,
going to do because Flash's origin story isn't well known really. I think they're probably going to establish Flash in like his own actually like origin movie.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Like
But also-
like how they're going to probably establish Martian Manhunter as well.
Yeah, but also you got to think about it from like a studio standpoint. They just did a Flash film, and
And it
it
was
bombed.
kinda bad.
They just did an Aquaman film, and it kind of bombed. So having these characters appear again and be different people
They're just
will just leave audiences going, but we just got this. I don't want it. This is not what I want.
I don't
I know
want
what
this.
I know what
Yeah.
you mean, but again, this is me nitpicking because I love the world so much. It's the same thing as
Yeah.
if I watch a world where I'm really, into it. If I watch any Batman film, this is how I always get. I'm like, okay, but if they're in this territory, why didn't this villain appear, for example? I'm always like, well, the world would react, that's all. So I'm like,
Yeah.
movie reasons, I 100% get why he wasn't there. I'm just like, world reasons, if they do exist, Flash would definitely be there. And Lex even points out and says, there were others before Superman, but he was different. And I'm like, oh, who are the others? Why are we being so vague? Why don't you just say, there was the Blur, and then there was this guy, and then
I
you can
think-
just drop them in that way.
I think the previous ones they're talking about is that Hall of Justice Golden Age heroes. That's the previous incarnations he's talking about, and just the generalization.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, it's.
No, I get
it's,
you.
I'm like, if you do it that way, it's not in the way of it being like, oh, the Flash. We mentioned it. It's more just like a, hey, it was the Blur. I'm like, okay, well, that's not him saying the Flash, but it would be a cool way to introduce that people do exist already. And I'm like, you already do say a lot of these characters exist already. Why not just say they do exist? I'm like, really create the world. I'm nitpicking. That's it. There's just a lot of things of like, I wish the world was a bit more like, hey, we're in the DC universe. Things happen every fucking day in this universe. Batman's town was not free of violent crime for so many years that the first time there was no violent crime, it was announced publicly in the news. That's how much shit is happening in the DC universe every day.
True.
So I'm like, it's strange that wasn't mentioned. That was all for me. But in the grand scheme of how good the movie was, it doesn't matter. Like, we already had Green Lantern in the movie and all these things. I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Does anyone else have anything to say before we start talking about the future of the DCU?
And scoring the movie.
and scoring the movie, because I think we're all giving it 10 out of 10, right? Like, there's
11.
no denying it. 11?
11.
Yeah.
I think it excelled.
I think it is like the closest thing to a 10 out of 10 is like just there.
Yeah, I think also. I think I'm just like 10 out of 10. The moment I realized it was getting a 10 out of 10, I think you all know when I'm about to say this, I gave it a 10 out of 10 as soon as I saw the bridge scene. I'm like, yeah, that's a 10 out of 10.
The bridge scene was amazing.
You know what? My like moment was the Ma and Pa Kent scenes, where like they're just lovable, like they're just lovable old people on a farm, and like Pa Kent as well. That scene where he comforts Clark, I was so taken aback by it. It hit me like. I'm so proud of you, and it's just like, oh my god.
I have a funny story about when the parents came on screen, because I had, I'll just say this, that a friend of ours that played Fortnite with us, Ashley, was in the same, we didn't sit next to each other, but they were a row ahead of me. When the mom said her name was Martha, the cackle I heard in the cinema hall was just, I know it's you, Ashley. I know you're laughing.
That is so frustrating.
Like, as soon as she just went, I'm Martha, I'm like, don't fucking start. It's not her. It's not the same.
Martha! Save Martha!
Oh, Christ.
I just was like, really?
Why
We're
did you
still
say
laughing
that
about this?
name?
That scene. Don't get me started on that scene. I just, that frustrated the fuck out of me.
Andrew, what's your score?
I'd say probably a 9.5 to 10. Like, I think it was a very good movie, yeah. Like, I don't know if I'd, describe it as, perfection, but it was, if I'm talking, a superhero movie, I think that would be an absolute, that's what a superhero movie should be and should do.
I've heard a lot of comparisons to the same thing that Sam Raimi did for Spider-Man and Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you kind of feel that same energy, that same vibe of that it's so comic booky, it's so director driven? Do you agree with it and kind of believe that's the same vein as that?
Yeah, I do believe that they held a lot of similarities. I think the filming is very comic book like. Obviously, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man is a bit more on trying to make it be like a comic book. But I feel like James Gunn balanced it as, wait, we're in the visual media, let's not go too much into comic book, but also let's remember we are taking from a comic book. Yeah. So it's like, hey, this can be goofy, we can have insane shit technology exist, we don't need scientific reasons for it to exist, he doesn't need to be grounded, we can just go all out, he knew, that balance needed to be kept, while also making a universe work here. Which I also feel like in Spider-Man, they also did that. Yeah. But also, did the crazy zoom-ins and the comic book lines on the screen. They did that too.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Oh, and then also, the language that Superman uses is gosh darn. Damn it.
He's so
Boy golly. Scout. It's so Boy Scout. I'm like, it makes sense why you would use that language. He comes from a family that uses that. And I'm like, that's perfect. Also, unlike Spider-Man, David Cornswin isn't a robot.
Tobey Maguire is not a robot.
I am always going to say that. I'm always going to say that.
Just given bad direction and I will die on that fucking hill.
I'm going to put some dirt in your eye.
Guys, I'm not gonna try and, I'm not gonna be a defender.
No.
Oh god, that was awful. Now I'm gonna ask the question, and this is definitely the one to ruffle some feathers. Do we want Robert Pattinson's Batman to be the Batman towards David Cornswin?
Yes.
Andrew, what do you think as not of a big DC fan?
I think he was a good portrayal, but I don't know if he has the look. I don't get long hair Batman. I've said this before. I think of I don't know why, I think of Batman of just short hair. Genuinely just cut it down and then I'm cool.
I completely get that. So you two want him to be the DC Batman?
Yes.
Why is these reasons? Because I don't want him to be.
Because we've established that universe. We've established that version of Batman's universe. We've established it in a movie and a TV show. not having him be the DCU Batman is kind of missed potential, in my opinion, because we already have taken the effort to establish that universe. Sorry, yeah,
Fair enough.
you were saying?
Yeah. And what I was gonna say is that the argument every time that James Gunn is like, why it probably won't be Robert Pattinson is like, oh, because I want to make my own Batman, and I want him to be more like, brave. Like they want the brave and the bold, and I'm like, as much as that's cool, and I think whatever James Gunn is gonna work. The reason why people love the Batman and Superman team up is because of how tonally different these two characters are. Superman is bright and colorful. Batman, the Robert Pattinson person, is this dark, vengeful, fucking angry person who does learn in that movie that his way wasn't right. He needs to be hopeful. And that's like, you left that movie in such a way where James Gunn can mold that version of him into that brave and the bold counterpart. You can do that. You can also introduce that world can be more fantastical. There's nothing too crazy if suddenly people like Clayface showed up. Matt Reeves wouldn't like it, but I'm like, if Matt Reeves just understood, look, we are in a comic book universe now. This is not your solo universe anymore. And there's just going to be that. Would you be fine with that? And I'm like, yes, I think just how cool it would be to have Robert Pattinson, like, the way he talked in The Batman with James Gordon, like, all the small, like, lines he threw, and, like, the thing like, thumb drive. He's probably a dirty Like, he was so clever and witty and smart, but also, like, just dark about it. He was serious. Whereas Superman in this movie was just so silly. So they would be such a good natural counterparts to each other. That's why I'm like, please, it would be so good.
You love opposites.
Batman and Superman are just two sides of the same coin, in my opinion. I always loved saying that because it is kind of true. They both have the exact same motives, very similar reasons to do those motives, right? But they go about it in different ways. Batman scares people initially, but then he grows to recognize, I probably shouldn't do that. I probably should inspire people. Superman inspires people, but he also scares them. So like he'll like continue like trying to inspire people. That kind of shit. Like their characters are very fucking similar, and I feel like the Batman is very similar to the Superman. Superman.
Yeah,
Sorry, pardon me
I get
again.
what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. It's like they are so opposite but so close at the same time that it feels right.
Yeah.
And I would rather much like it to be that if we get a Batman from that universe, I'd love it for if they are. I know that you, Sam, talk about it all the time. You want to see him in the blue-gray combo.
I want him to be different, and I'll get into my reasons why I don't want it.
But I'm like, I would love the reason for Batman choosing to do the colors is because he saw Superman save the world of Metropolis from Lex Luthor, as we saw in the movie. He saw the hope that inspired, and he's like, I know what I need to do. Yeah. I need to be this. I need to wear trunks. I need to be more like that. And I'm like, he would do that. He would look to Superman as this worked. Yeah. Or if they work together and then he does it, like, you get what I mean? Like, that would make more sense for me why he wears blue than out of nowhere he shows up and I'm like, yeah, I'm the scariest man alive. And
that's fair enough.
Blue and gray.
Yeah. Out of interest, did you guys see when Mia Khalifa dropped like the most in-depth character analysis on Twitter of like the two?
Yes.
That was that's so funny, but also like she absolutely cooked with that analysis though.
Mia Khalifa knows more about Superman and Batman than Zack Snyder bros. Sorry, Lex Luthor monkeys. Lex Luthor monkey
bots. That was such a good fucking bit. The Lex Luthor monkeys, super shit, amazing.
Super shit.
Yeah. The fact
also,
that, just amazing.
Did you guys say for the post-credit scene?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
For both of them.
Yes.
For Mr. Terrific, when he's like, well, I put it back together. What, you want me to rip it apart and put it back together again? And I'm like, that's so clearly James talking to Snyder fans.
Yeah. It's like,
that's
just...
And I also...
I fixed it. I put it back together. Fuck off, man.
Like, of course,
I love the implication that it's slightly off as well. Like, although it's repaired, it's not actually fully repaired. It's slightly off.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, it's just so nearly there. And that's what a lot of people, I agree with you guys. Now, the reason why I don't want Robert Pattinson as the Batman is, one, Robert Pattinson is too famous to even play Batman right now. He's going to be in Doom 3. He's going to be in The Odyssey. He's in so many films. He was in Mickey 17 and everything like that. He's too famous to play Batman for the next 10 years. For David Corenswet to be like 34, 35, around that age range, and Robert Pattinson to be 39 going 40, if we want them to both interact 5 to 7 years down the line, Batman is going to be too old to compare to Superman. It doesn't work on a fundamental age aspect. Yes, you can have age differences, but if you want Robert Pattinson to stay this Batman for so long, he's going to be pushing like 50, 60, while everyone else is kind of seeming much younger. They don't work alongside each other. They work better when they're the same age and they're polar opposites. They're two sides of the same coin. And also, for Robert Pattinson, I don't know if I can believe him to be fantastical and whimsical because of how Matt Reeves wants it to be so grounded and so controlling within his own universe. I just don't think fundamentally that it would happen, and the age difference and the kind of characterizations of when they introduce Robin in Batman Brave and the Bold, it's going to be such a jumping point for Robert Pattinson that it's going to feel really weird. Personally, to me, he's going to feel weird when he interacts with other people. I just don't see it working. I know you guys disagree. I just don't see it on a kind of studio level. I can see it on like a plot device comic book. Robert Pattinson's too famous and too much older for then if we get a new actor to play Batman around the same age and have him already have a Robin, it works so much cleaner and smoother.
True.
That's my thing.
I also think, like, either way, if they don't go with Robert, I'm like, well, that's fine, because James Gunn clearly has a plan. Like, I don't mind if we get a new Batman. Heck, it's just more Batman media, and I'm like, hey, more Batman media for me? Golly gosh, that's too bad. Like, no, I love that shit. But like, what I would want is, I want an actor to fully be able to look at Kevin Conroy and just go, hey, look, that's what you need to do. That's the kind of Batman you need to be.
They're clearly doing something that's so different from Robert Pattinson that I do agree if he came in and wanted to be more like Superman, it'd make sense. But also at the same time, I'd be like, that's such a cop-out to make him be the DCU Batman. Just give us a new one. People aren't confused because they understand that this is a different universe. It's an Elseworld.
We're talking about general audiences here.
I'm talking about general audiences. I think they understand, because when they went to see Joker, I don't think they thought, oh wow, that's the DCEU Joker.
No, they didn't.
They didn't, and the same with the Batman. It's pretty easy to understand. One wears blue and one wears black. They're different universes. Audiences aren't that dumb.
One wears tights and fucking trunks, and the other wears armor.
That's such a simple way to understand that these are two different people. Robert Pattinson wears no cowl underneath and has a different cowl, a different outfit. That's all you need to say.
Yeah. And I'm like, even if we don't get Robert in the DC, I'm sure as hell that James Gunn would work in a cameo.
Yeah, he would appear as an Elseworld thing, and that's fine.
Like, if they do the multiverse, would you not... It would be so stupid not to just be like Superman going and then just seeing like, oh, that's not my Batman, and then it's like, hey, now you can have Robert Pattinson meet with the Superman. If people wanted to see that. But I'm also like, would you also not want to... And also, if we have James Gunn at the helm of making Batman, maybe we finally can get some white visors for this fucking cowl?
Well, we just get a different thing. I don't know if you guys agree with me that I've kind of explained it, or you're still like, no, I don't.
No, I agree. I was thinking about the Fan 4 stick being separate from the MCU, because Fan 4 stick came out in 2015, right? That was the height of the MCU. I mean, same thing with the Amazing Spider-Man. That also came out whilst the MCU was being established. I think some movies just happen to take place outside of these universes. I mean, first two Deadpools did, and then they integrated it into the MCU in the third one.
Exactly. It's like audiences aren't that dumb. I think, especially for the fact that people constantly say the word, this is an Elseworld story. Come on. Like,
Yeah.
people, you're not that stupid. You have a brain.
And Brave and the Bold, that would be Damien as to Robin,
Yes,
right?
it's Damien and all that stuff.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, if they do Damien, it also would be like, you can clearly do a more hopeful Batman then, because you could do the whole it's a father and son dynamic, and it
Yeah.
could be like, that could be nice. And I'm also like, if you do this with him having Damien, you could just then naturally introduce Nightwing, Red
Yeah,
Hood,
that's what I'm
any
saying.
Bat family
It's
right
like-
off the bat, without having to be like, oh no, I don't know, just pull up the clip from Red Hood, you know what I'm talking about,
yeah.
Sam. Who's
It's like-
Nightwing?
Who's Nightwing? It's like
Oh my god.
Robert
Where were
Pattinson
you?
is too old for Batman to be too early in his career. You need someone who's both early in his career, early in age, and also just
Young unknown
fundamentally on the-
actors, please.
Yes,
I need
exactly.
This. I need this more in Hollywood.
Also,
I love that
exactly.
they're doing that with the Zelda movie, but that's a bit of a side
Yeah,
tangent.
dude. No, that's fine.
also-
Actually, I agree.
I do want to mention someone who looks like David Corenswet, so we can have that very specific
Yeah, where they change costumes.
plot line where they change costumes.
Yes.
I really want to see that in live action, because they've done that with like a fuck ton of different products. Like even Lego Batman 2 did that.
Yeah, the ending was like, oh, the kryptonite. Actually, no, I'm just Batman. It's like, what?
Yeah. Actually, no, I'm just Batman. Yeah, the kryptonite didn't affect me.
Also,
And yeah.
I would love to see the kind of Batman and Superman team up where we get the Superman wants to be bad cop and Batman is just trying to be good
Yeah.
cop, and he's terrifying as good cop. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite Batman Superman moments.
Especially, yeah. It's
Would you
so
like some
good.
coffee? It's really good.
Yeah, the Batman, the Justice League Unlimited is so good, especially with the older 90s cartoons when Superman goes over to Gotham and pretends to be Batman. That's so cool. That's so simple of a design, and is there any other heroes that we want to have in this universe before Batman? Because I don't think we're going to get Batman for a little bit for now.
I would really like Green Arrow.
Yeah?
Green Arrow is one I would really like. Again, I want Flash, just because I watched the Flash TV show when I was like growing up, so I'm like, hey, it wasn't good, but I like the Flash.
Do you want Barry or do you want Wally?
The thing is, that's always where I'm like torn, because I'm like, Barry is good, but I obviously know that Wally is way better in every other
Wally
way.
the goat.
But I'm like, I do want to have Barry, because in my mind, I would kill to have him do the sacrifice that he does in the apocalypse, when the apocalypse happens, and he has to run so fast, and then he does it, but he literally runs so quickly, he dissolves. I'm like, I want to see that sacrifice, and that be a perfect moment to have a Wally West come in. I'm like, I want that to happen. I'm like, listen, I know we want Wally West. I do too, people, but we want Barry to make that sacrifice for Wally to come in.
That's fair. That's fair. I think they need to be older Kid Flash and Flash to be in it.
Yeah.
I think you talked about Martian Manhunter earlier. A perfect character introduce, another alien. So interesting. The absolute Martian Manhunter right now in comic books is so fucking good. And that whole universe of changing characters up. I would love to see their take on Martian Manhunter as DC and James Gunn. They're talking to directors. They're one of the big ones right now is they're talking to Ryan Coogler, who did Creed, who did The New Sinners, who did Black Panther, to direct something. And I don't know what you guys want to do, but I think Martian Manhunter would be such a good pick. With the way that he does a world and he world builds, Martian Manhunter would be perfect for Mars.
Yeah, I'm like, I love for Ryan Coogler to do Martian Manhunter, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, there's so many things I'd want him to do if he came in.
There's
I'm
so
like,
many, yeah.
I'd love him to do Black Lightning, for example. I'd love him to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
He'd be good. Yeah.
He'd be so good for that. And I'm like, I don't know. I saw the Black Lightning TV show when it came out. Well, obviously, it wasn't like that good. But I'm like, the idea of Black Lightning is just, I love the idea of a principal being a superhero. I think that's just a cool. I think that's just a cool idea. So I'd love him to do Black Lightning, and I don't know. There's so many ones that he could do, and I don't know if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Ryan Coogler mainly does African American actors, right?
He does.
Yeah,
He does
Is he
films
like-
based on his type of just kind of character and personality, and I think he's perfect for it.
I
I mean,
just
Black Panther was a standout for that reason, the Afrofuturism.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was more like, I confuse him often with Jordan Peele, because I know Jordan Peele, I think, is the one that made the official comment, like, I will never cast a white man in my movies.
that was him. Yeah,
That's Jordan Peele. Yeah, I'm not confusing them.
No,
like,
so many directors in Hollywood nowadays, but I get you. Yeah. Jordan Peele would be a good one as well.
Jordan Peele would be great. But yeah, no. Oh, that just every time I think about horror, I'm like, what will Clayface even be like? I hear people. I don't know if I really like this comment, but people say that Clayface will be the substance for men, and I'm like,
yeah, it will be.
I get what you mean, but I don't think saying the substance for men is a good way to really.
It's a catchy soundbite. It gets you interested.
It gets me interested, but I'm also like, the substance. You shouldn't really turn that on men, in my opinion, with what substance is trying to tell. But yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys have some other picks to kind of what you want to see for kind of characters and directors?
I want Darkseid to appear in a Jimmy Olsen spin-off.
Yes! No! Okay, do you know why that's so good? Andrew, I assume you do, right? Why that's so amazing?
Yeah, I know why. I've seen it.
The fact that Darkseid's first ever fucking appearance is in a Jimmy Olsen book. Not in Justice League or anything. Jimmy Olsen, Who Killed Jimmy Olsen, or Superman's Best Pal, Jimmy Olsen. That series would go hard. Yeah. I think you do that. Dev, do you have a pick for a director or kind of filmmaker that you want to be in the DCU?
Not really, to be honest. I just like the guys we have right now.
Yeah,
and I have full confidence that they'll find people good for those roles.
That's fair enough.
You know what I mean?
I would want Sam Raimi to do a Constantine movie. That would be... He's so perfect with that horror and sci-fi-ness. Constantine or Justice League Dark, Sam Raimi doing that. He basically did that in Doctor Strange 2 with the whole sci-fi weird shit in the books. So him doing a Justice League Dark would be my first pick. Or him doing anything related to Supernatural, because he's so perfect for Supernatural. Or like Jordan Peele doing a horror.
Yeah, perfect. I have a strange request. Like, I have a strange one. My biggest dream would be for there to be an Injustice League movie.
Okay. Yeah, and?
I've always wanted to I just love it when the bad guys team up. I don't know. I love things like Suicide Squad. Like, I don't know. I just love the Injustice League idea. I would love to see that. Also, with this version of Lex Luthor, him forming all of the bad guys against the Justice League.
Yeah.
Or is it League of Doom? I thought it was the Injustice League.
It depends on the incarnation, but the Legion of Doom or the Injustice League, it's either one.
Okay, because I've always thought it was Injustice League.
No, they have so many names. Like the Justice League have so many names. Yeah.
Like, Lex is petty enough for me that he would call it the Injustice League. He would just put an I am before it.
The Injustice Gang.
Oh my...
That's what he'd call it.
What if, right, complete hypothetical, when they change the name from the Justice Gang to the Justice League, Lex Luthor picks up the copyright for the Justice Gang, and he just names it the Justice Gang?
That would be
good. That would be good.
That would be good, yeah.
That would be amazing.
And then Guy Gardner just going, I told you it was a good fucking name, he took it!
That would be so
He took it.
Yeah. Oh my god, that would be so good. And I'm so excited for going forward. And one other character that I really want is obviously Booster Gold and Blue Beetle to have their own series.
Yes!
That's like perfect team up, perfect time travel. You can introduce to the main audience the idea of time travel in the DCU and how that works. And then you have this kind of Batman archetype being Blue Beetle, being the previous incarnation, because we're having Jaime Reyes from the DCEU and his solo film to be in the DCU, with what you talked about earlier, Dev, with how they're just kind of picking and choosing what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's what they're choosing is what James made before he left, I think. I think that's mainly what they're bringing along. It's mainly just what James made before they officially rebooted everything. And I'm like, I don't hate the idea. I've not seen the Blue Beetle movie, but I think I heard it wasn't like horrible.
It was really good. It was like a good average 6 or 7. Like it didn't pull much from comics because he's a newer character, but the way they utilized it was a good way. I think that's good. And obviously Blue Beetle and the Scarab has a lot of connection with Green Lantern.
Yeah, and also I heard like a lot of people be like, it's pretty much like Shazam in terms of like quality.
Yeah, it's pretty close to the original Shazam, where it's like, if you want a good DC film that's not too heavy, not too much, just put that one on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Fair enough, yeah. And then I do want, like, as much as it might be weird to say, I do want the Suicide Squad, the James Gunn version, I do want those actors to come back. Because I'm like, in my mind, there is no one else better to play Harley Quinn than Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
She is, I think, for as much as she wasn't... I think she just played the character well enough. I just think if we bring her back, can we slightly change up the origin story and how the Joker works and all of that? Because let's not have Jared Leto, please.
I think if they bring her back, she'll be similar to Peacemaker, where she's basically the same, just something is off.
Yeah.
Yeah. One character I really want to see back, and so quickly, is like Teen Titans and Cyborg. One underutilized person in the old franchise. I want him to be actually right, treated correctly, and used in a way that's not just mother box, not just
Yes.
The mother box.
like
The mother
I want
box.
and especially Wonder Woman as well. These previous incarnations of the characters that weren't very good and weren't very accurate, I want them to be done right. James Gunn has said that they're not fast tracking Wonder Woman to be a thing, but they're steadily working on it. And I like that. I like how he's being open and honest towards his fans and towards the fandom. Being like, guys, that's not true. This is true. This is what you want to look towards. The Clayface movie is happening, but Batman or whatever, he might not appear. Like, he's spending a lot of time on social media to gain the trust of people, to bring them into the seats, to bring them into the cinema, to entrust in them with Superman.
Yeah.
I think that's so good.
It's also what DC needs right now after the wreck it's been in for so long. It needs that kind of handling to, like, the fans. And I think that him approaching it in the way of, like, oh, every movie will be totally different. We're going to have just a bunch of different movies. I'm like, I think that's what you need, just to have a bunch of different suites to pick from. It's like, oh, Superman, that was hopeful. Clayface is going to be a horror movie. And I'm like, oh, there's so much variety and differences here. Whereas Marvel, as good as it is the same tone all the way through, really.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think Marvel does have some bangers.
Yeah.
But they are very meshed and morphed into one timeline, one thing.
But that works for that universe, obviously.
Exactly. It's like, I love Marvel. I love what they're doing. I'm glad they're taking a step back, and I'm glad DC has a chance to show how good their stories are and to get people to pick up comic books.
Next up is Fantastic Four. It comes out in less than a couple of days from now.
Less than a week. Yeah,
I'm so excited for it.
I am too. And obviously the big parallel, which one will do better, which one is actually going to be the better film. But I think going forward, we shouldn't do that. That's not... We did that for 10 years, and what did it lead us towards?
The Snyderverse.
The MCU.
It led us to the Snyderverse being so tonally different and so wrong that it just killed it.
But hey. Aquaman was in the movie!
Yeah, great.
The Flash was in the movie!
Yeah, great.
I hate the Snyderverse so fucking much!
Yeah? I don't know. I think he had some good films.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah, Andrew, I think you're a big
Some
fan of the
good
Snyderverse.
Andrew's a big fan of the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
Sorry, young Sheldon is a big fan of the Snyderverse.
Young Sheldon, why do you like the Snyderverse so much? Please give your really logical reasons.
Because
I think some of the actors are very good. Very great people.
Yep. Not Zionists. No.
Yeah. I think the scripts just really understand the source material. They get it grounded.
Yeah,
you know.
Superman not saving his dad. Oh, mwah. Tornado. Mwah.
There was no need for
bro.
that because again, like he needed that trauma. How do you expect him to function?
How did you want him to
certainly
say
like
Above
all.
all,
Remember,
both of you are raging. Both of you are fucking trying not to lose your shit right now.
Above all,
I
it's
am
important to
actually.
remember. It's important to remember that Zack Snyder, he just really wanted to bring people together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like he basically wanted
Yeah,
Riddler.
I mean,
fuck off.
look at how all of them came together in the Justice League. They all, they joined forces.
Yeah.
I love that Joss Whedon took over, even though he's a bad person. But he did the Avengers, guys. He's such a good filmmaker.
Yeah. Holy...
I love it when Flash landed on Wonder Woman's boobs for some reason. Yes, that's what I needed.
He did that twice.
needed.
He did that twice. He did that with Wonder Woman and Black Widow in Avengers 2.
Yep. It's great, guys. I
Yeah.
love how
What
these
is his
Wow.
emails are
addiction?
just...
He's addicted
It's
to
Joss
that.
Whedon. Yeah, because he's a fucking awful person. That's why.
Good point. Good
It's,
point.
Wow.
Yeah.
it's like, guys, I love
It's so-
Martha. I love Kryptonite. The Kryptonite spear. Yay! It's so
Oh,
good.
it's,
Yeah. I love when the Flash appears in the movie for no reason. Batman v Superman. It's not like enough is going on. Not like we need
I love
Superman to aura
Lois.
Lois!
Lois
It's
is
Lois
the key.
Lane.
I love
Lois
the
is the
fact that
key.
Batman was gonna get Lois pregnant when Superman died for like 2 minutes. Yes, guys. Yes.
Yes.
That
yes.
makes
Bro,
total sense.
Zack Snyder's
Certified
idea for the
classic.
like whole universe was so shit. Actually, like
Was it though? I don't think it was pretty good. I think it was amazing. I love the fact that everyone was Kryptonian.
I'm gonna speak real here for a second. I think the Snyderverse has moments of like, okay, there is a good idea here.
No,
No,
I
0.1
I think
second.
I think there are moments where it's like, oh, this is some really interesting ideas you could do with these characters. Now, this is very controversial. What I'm about to say. This is going to be the most controversial point out about the Snyderverse.
Yep.
But Superman killing Zod, I don't think it's that bad of an idea. I think.
Did
honestly,
you watch the new one? Did you watch
I
any
did.
of like
No, I think it's overall. It's not what Superman is, but I'm like, in what that movie was creating and what Superman did there, I'm like, yeah, no, that was probably the moment that was the best for. That's like, if you're gonna tell me what's the best Henry Cavill moment as Superman, I'm like, probably that. I don't know.
Are you
no,
out of
maybe.
your
Fuck
mind?
no.
Are you
Bro.
out of your mind? No, Dev, go on, please.
Okay, it completely goes against everything that Superman fucking stands for. Him
Yeah.
killing his villains is just so fucking shit as an idea. I'm sorry, I knocked down my blanket that I'm using for noise cancelling. So
Damn, bro, he's pissed.
when
did
you
that in
said
Injustice,
I was
bro.
so annoyed. He did it in Injustice! Injustice! The biggest character assassination video game, well, slash comic
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
ever.
Yeah, bro, but
Oh my
I
god,
think
my
that's
mic
great.
is peaking.
That's so funny. But I think, like, I fundamentally disagree
I knew
with
that would get you guys. That
is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, guys.
No,
But-
I actually liked
killing
it
Zod-
when Martha scene happened.
Yeah, I like it when Martha happened. Why did you change? Like, the whole idea that the DCEU Batman was just going to be Joe Chill, but against Superman. Can we think for 5 minutes? Can we think about
Yeah.
why? Like, no.
Okay.
And also, just no on the whole, like, Zod and Superman causing, like, 5 9/11 attacks.
Yeah.
I hate that shit so much. And then when this new one came out, people were saying, "Oh my god!" But it still happened.
I saw a comparison online, actually. Zack Snyder's Superman is style with zero substance. You know, like big city incident with, and it looks really cool. But then you actually take a moment to actually think about it, and you realize, actually, yeah, this is really shit. But the Superman in the new movie has style, but he also has substance. He actually
Yeah.
has, like, you know, there's reasons why the city gets evacuated and shit like this.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
whole thing. Someone is saving a turtle, walking with this turtle to leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. And also for like the Daily Planet people to stay behind and then get in the ship. Just a lot of fun evacuation rather than just seeing people go in cars and drive away.
Well, I want to get back to the new universe, but I do want to be like, hey, I want to say what I did like from the Snyderverse, and the only other moment where I'm like, genuinely, hey, I think this was good, was in the Snyder Cut of Justice League, when the Flash literally breaks his rule to change the future.
But then
That sequence was pretty good.
I'm gonna have to be a Snyder bro and not think for 5 minutes. But also in his own film, he's confused on time travel.
No, I know.
Okay.
No, I'm not talking
Sure.
about the Flash.
No, I
I'm
know.
talking about when he says you have to break this one rule now, Barry. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
that is a good moment. Mm-hmm. Notice how I only mentioned 2 of them out of what is like 5 movies.
Yeah, no, that is the only cool, visually looking one. Storytelling, sure. Then in the next movie, he's like, why is there another Barry? Why is Zod alive again? It's like, guys, you wanted this film to come out, and then when the next one came out, it undid everything anyway. What was the, like, it's not an Elseworld story. It was supposed to be the Justice League that he wanted.
Yeah.
No. And what do we think of Andy Muschietti doing Batman Brave and the Bold when he did The Flash, but he also did It? Do we think that's a good...
no.
Do we think that's a good director's choice? Did you guys see It? Did you guys see The Flash? What do you think of him as the lead director right now?
I think he was phenomenal when he did It.
Okay.
I'm like, I think It Chapter 1, as much as you want to say about It Chapter 2, It Chapter 1 is, to me, I still think it's one of the more fun horror movies I've ever seen. I compare it to a haunted house tour because that's what it feels like. You get jumpy, you have fun, and Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise is fucking phenomenal. It's also funny, it captures the kid vibe of like, how was it to be young when you found friends? And like, you had shit going on, but together that bond you had, like as the Losers Club, he captures that energy. And then he made Chapter 2, where it's like, he tries too much to lean into the Stephen King stuff, and not so much on what made the first movie what it was so magical about how you overcome your pain. And it's like, oh, but Stephen King did this, and I have to explore the lore of Chud and everything. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
So...
As much as it's faithful, it's like, nah, Andy Muschietti, you didn't need to. And the moral of the story being that to beat the bully, you become the bully?
Nah, bro, that's my worry.
That's where I'm like, Andy Muschietti, I don't get what you're trying to do here. But I also am like, was Chapter 2 all bad? No, there was some really...
There were some good moments, yeah.
Like, I think there's some really good horror moments and some generally just good moments. I love them eating together at the Chinese...
I was just about to say that. The Chinese thing was a really good thing when they were all kind of going over their fears again as adults. That was pretty cool.
And
But
I loved also the old granny scene of her coming back to her old
I
house.
found that really funny when she walked across the screen. That
Yeah,
was really funny,
no, it's funny, but it's from that moment on where I'm like, it's just like the haunted house feeling, but 10 times funnier and more all over the top. And then it ends with Bill Skarsgård in like the half pain, half not pain, and he's like, "You haven't changed anything yet."
It's it is a bit goofy. So for him to do the new Batman film, I'm really kind of hands up, waiting to see kind of whatever happens. I don't know about the rest of you.
It depends on the villain he's doing for that movie.
It's probably going to be Ra's al Ghul. Hopefully he's not just another white guy again. I just hope he's not another white dude.
You're not letting that go.
No, I'm not letting that go, man. How do you have some of the most ethnic villains in your story, and all of them are white people? What are we doing?
That's what they're doing to Doctor Doom.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't like. Marvel is so desperate for a big villain again, so they cast the main guy to be the big villain when we could have a Romani actor to be comic. Dude, I'm seeing red. I don't like it.
I actually think it's a good idea.
You don't.
No, it's not a good idea. Fundamental aspects of comic book and medium. Why do you just cast a white guy to play someone who's supposed to be ethnically different? Like, he's supposed to be a person of color. Why is he just white? Why is he Liam Neeson? I hate it. Four fucking seconds. Literally. When I watched it as a kid, I didn't think about it as much, but as an adult, and after reading the storylines that he's in, for Ra's al Ghul to just be a fucking white guy is so dumb. It's so stupid. It drags down that trilogy so much in the way it casts its villains. Heath Ledger is great as the Joker. Everyone else could fuck the right off. I don't care. I hate it. Oh, I see red, man. Why the fuck? I thought I wasn't going to crash out, but I'm doing it to myself right fucking now. I can't. Oh.
But Liam Neeson is a good actor.
Yes, he's a good actor, but he shouldn't be Ra's al Ghul. He should be Ra's al Ghul. No. Talia al Ghul. No. Fuck off. I can't deal with this shit.
Hey, Devlin, why do you think it's a good idea that they cast what is his name? Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom?
Fan casting.
Yeah, Andrew, how dare you say that to me? You made me see red. It was Andrew's fault. He said the Doctor Doom thing. It's making me lose my shit.
I think I've been doing quite well.
You've been doing very well. You have been doing very well. As the fucking...
I love Doctor Doom as Robert Downey Jr. actually. I love how they brought back
I hate
the
you
character.
3000.
Yes, thank you. Someone said it.
No, I hate you 3000. Dave, is that a genuine opinion that you have, or are you just trying to rage baby right now?
I think it would just be funny.
Oh, I fucking
Actually, no,
can't
it's
stand
genuinely
it.
an opinion I have. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Please.
Yeah.
Ma-
I love.
The Marvel gods, please. If there is any universe where you listen to me,
If they say-
make the. I
I'm
hate
saying
you
this
3000.
right now. If they say I hate you 3000, I'm never watching a Marvel film again.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
That is where I draw the line. They fucking have official Robert Downey Jr. to say to Spider-Man, "Oh, I hate you 3000." Bro, I'm done. I'm actually done. I can't. Why do you there's so...
Watch them do that.
It screams of desperateness, and it's so bad.
Because
The
it kind
fact
of
we-
is. They're kind of
It is-
desperate to
They are.
revitalize the.
Dude, this is supposed to be about
mainstream pop
Superman,
culture.
but dude, bringing the Russo brothers back was a great idea. Bringing Robert Downey Jr. back just screams of, I don't know what to do. I don't want to cast anyone that's actually accurate. And then we have the Fantastic Four movie looking so good. Wait,
New mask, same task.
fuck off. I don't want you to be a Tony Stark variant. And when people pull up like, oh, it's happened in the comics. No, it actually hasn't. It happened in an Elseworld. It happened where they switched minds. That's it. And the other one is that they put on armor of one another. They're not actually the same character. I hate it. I can't fucking stand it. I'm raging.
Congrats, everyone. We got him. Yeah.
Yeah!
Oh,
Good
yeah.
answer. Good answer, nephew.
Good answer. Yeah, fucking hell. I'm seeing red right now. I
For
can't.
once, it's not me.
Oh, I thought it was going to be about
Oh,
Superman.
I'll get you.
Yeah, one time.
Yeah, one at a time.
Dude.
Yeah, one at a
I've
time.
already
one
got.
at a time.
I've already
Yeah,
got Seb, and
yeah.
I've already got Sam.
Yeah,
One-
dude. Fucking God.
I mean, we've been
Just
going for
oh,
like over an hour and a half. Like, I've got plenty of time on my hands.
Oh my God.
Am I the only one that sees Andrew as like the emoji rubbing his hands together when he knows it's time to rage spade?
Superman is so good. Why does one have to be bad and one have to be good? Why can't we have good things, people? That's all I'm saying.
I don't know what you're talking about. Your studio's going to shit. What?
Thunderbolts was good. Fantastic Four will be good.
Actually,
Will be,
Thunderbolts
will be,
was
will be.
almost
It will be.
just passable.
It won't
It
be
will
just
be good.
passable. No, it will be better than passable. Have you seen...
Imagine if it is passable, and like, imagine like the amount of disappointment everyone would have.
Oh, I'm gonna be so disappointed if I watch it and it's just not. It's just not. I'm gonna be so. I'm wearing blue right now, and I'm gonna be like my color. I'm gonna put on fire.
Loki, I'm
It's
just gonna say.
me
with-
screaming it's clobbering time as I walk out of the cinema and I harass the attendees.
Yeah. The Fantastic Four are going to be cooked if they can't get this right. Like, I've just got
Yeah.
to say this, because, like,
We've never seen
what
it
is
again.
it, like 3 or 4 movies that have all been just mid at best? Like,
Yeah,
they
we had the
need...
1994.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need something good.
They
Same
need-
thing with the
they need-
X-Men.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yes. We need
Yeah.
something fantastic and we need something uncanny. That's
Oh,
what we need.
yeah. Do you remember
Yeah.
when we went to that film sale, Sam, and like the
Yes.
bargain bin was just X-Men movies?
We went to in our place. We have a local cinema that did a sale, and in the bin that was cheaper than everything else was just the X-Men films.
It was like a few others, but it was like
It was
majority X-Men.
majority X-Men. It was like, wow, that's what everyone thinks of these films. None of them are portrayed right. None of them are done correctly, and that's why I think Superman is so fucking good, because they're portrayed correct. Lois Lane is fierce. Their relationship is not fully evolved, so of course she's gonna have doubts. Just
But sir, is the Marvel Universe safe?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Dude, the fact, like, what do you guys know about the plot of Fantastic Four? Do you guys know,
We will not
like,
sacrifice our baby, our one baby, for
Yeah.
humanity. Huh?
Bro, fair enough. Gabe, like, you know what? He's Franklin
Huh?
Richards. That's fair enough.
No, I'm not gonna make that joke.
What are you
No.
gonna say? Go on.
No,
Make the joke.
I'm not. Man.
Make the joke.
Go on, make the joke.
Make the joke. Say it for the podcast. Say it.
I can cut it if it doesn't feel right.
Bro impregnated Sue Storm. I wouldn't give that up either.
Facts.
Fan Four
makes
Stick.
sense with it.
Oh, I love Fan Four Stick. Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies in the world. I love how the Thing doesn't wear any underwear, so his dick is just flying about. His rocky dick.
His riff.
It's clobbering time. It's clobbering time, being a form of abuse against him. What?
That was generally the funniest shit, but not for the reason they intended.
I'm going to see Fantastic Four because no matter what happens with the movie, I'm going to be honest and say this. No matter what the movie is going to be, the trailer for it is, might I say, fantastic. Because holy shit, when I watched that for the first time when I went to see Mission Impossible with our good friend Jared, I literally went, oh, fucking hell, I might have to see this movie. But I'm like, that's a good trailer. If I go, hey, I might have to see that movie. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good trailer.
Michael Giacchino on the score. Michael Giacchino doing the score. The guy don't miss. He did majority of early Pixar. He directed Werewolf by Night, which is one of the better Marvel products. Holy fuck, he cooks. He cooks with everything he makes. Yes.
I like that we haven't seen Galactus' face yet.
Official merch has seen it, but not in trailers. Yeah,
but I'm like, we haven't seen it in motion. I'm curious to actually see how Galactus is gonna move, and I can't wait for them to go, Galactus, Earth is not for sale.
Yeah.
You can't do this. Hey gang, I feel a beat coming on. Nothing up because of the standstill.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna jam out.
I want him to look like MODOK.
No.
I hate you so much. I don't want him to look like MODOK.
I am not an asshole!
Dude, fuck off with MODOK. I hate it. What a fundamental misstep of these characters. When now James Gunn, he's done the right thing, he's gone in the right direction, he's done the right mix of characters. Fan-fucking-tastic.
Zack Snyder made Fan Four Stick?
I wish. But no, he didn't.
I wouldn't put it past him.
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
The amount of studio interference in that film is like on the same levels as like Daredevil in the early 2000s. That like kind
Release
of
the cut. Release the cut.
I mean, for the early Daredevil, they did release the director's cut. For Fan Four Stick, there's no way. Yeah, exactly. It's like so much studio interference that there's no going back. There's not enough Snyder
as well, didn't he? The director.
Yeah.
The director had his dog on set.
Yeah, he was.
That actually caused, like, I think a couple $1 million in damage.
Yeah, the writers and the directors and everything, they just did not mesh well, and that's my worry with some of the DCU projects with Andy Muschietti doing Batman Brave and the Bold, and the writer is like, are they going to mesh well? Because when he did The Flash, the writers and the director didn't particularly. They got along and they did well, but the studio interference fucked with both of them.
Also, Andy Muschietti jumped on a burning wagon. This is a bit different. True.
He did step in when no one else wanted to do it, because the Flash movie had been trying to be made for about 8 years.
Listen, IMO, Andy Muschietti's a good director. He's just been dealt very interesting projects, and I think both times he's done what he can. Like,
he done what he can.
If you've read any Stephen King book and actually looked at what the lore and what Stephen King writes, I'm like, okay. What were they gonna do about the fact that the enemy of Pennywise is a turtle?
Yeah, true.
In space. Oh, yeah. What else happened? What else happens in generally other Stephen King books?
Oh my god, yeah.
I can look down into this well and I see something happening in another book I wrote. I'm like, what is happening? Oh, what's this? The Chabakiba tribe is the reason we can get our I'm like, no. Like, Stephen King's lore is hard as hell. There's a reason they didn't do it when they made the first It movie, because it's impossible to explain.
It gives the same vibe as when Zack Snyder did Watchmen, and he changed the ending from this big kaiju monster to just be Ozymandias being evil.
Yeah, because sometimes it's hard to do. It's hard to do. But like
Superman, it's not hard to do. It was simple, it was easy, so it shows that you can do it nowadays.
And that's why I'm like, Andy Muschietti doing Batman Brave and the Bold, yeah, because again, that's something that's not, hey, it's a cosmic force I have to explain, and I don't have to save a DC universe from burning.
True.
Where all I've been given is, hey, Michael Keaton is this, and Supergirl is this, and Sod's back. I'm like, that's what you're going in with. And you're like, okay.
Fucking hell.
That's my point. Like, Andy Muschietti's not bad. He just gets really bad scripts that he has to do.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I agree with you. I'm weary. I want to see what they're doing with it first before I get my excitement all the way up. But that's with every project I see with Marvel or DC. It's like, what comics are they pulling from? How are they going to approach the story? And how are they going to do the characters correct with justice?
Not gonna lie, though, that is how you were talking about when we first saw the screenshot of Superman.
Yeah.
You were very then, too.
I was like, they're doing the Kingdom Come logo, which was a really good comic, and they're doing, obviously, Superman All-Star and For 4 Seasons and Birthright, and I'm like, these are really good comics, but how do you mesh the tone from all of them? How do you get the commonalities between all these characters and make it justice, make it right? And it did it. Double thumbs up. Well done.
Yeah. Boom, boom.
Yeah, I cried. Did you guys cry?
I didn't necessarily cry. I was just so amazed by the bridge scene. Just him rising up from the smoke. I'm like, we did it.
Yeah, that's right.
We won.
I did tear up with the.
I cried.
Or like I nearly teared up with the Jahan Pur, like when he waves the flag.
Oh my god, that was such a good fucking scene.
Okay,
and
Superman.
So good.
Okay, so I nearly cried on my first viewing, right? Nearly cried. Then when I watched the second time, I cried twice.
As you should. You know what I mean? As you fucking should. And this speech at the end, his speech towards Lex, that got me to tears.
That speech genuinely has hit the hearts of a lot of people. Like a lot of people are talking about it online and just saying like, I love
the
Superman.
way they approach this immigrant story.
Yeah.
Like fucking chef's kiss with the way that monologue portrays it.
Noticed a lot of people online, monkey bots, Lex Luthor monkey
bots, yeah,
are saying quote unquote gay Superman. And I don't know if that's really funny.
Fucking hell. Yeah, it's like the woke Superman. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah, gay Superman. It's just like, what's gay about it? I mean, he could kick Lex Luthor. I wouldn't complain, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Also,
they should
I'm gonna
kiss
say,
next movie.
I'm gonna say, like, being able to just see Superman struggle, because like a thing that I heard a lot going into it from Norwegian reviews was like, I don't really understand why they call him Superman, because he doesn't really win at all in this movie. And I'm like, that's the point. He's not amazing at what he does, and that's what this final speech is about. He doesn't necessarily always succeed, but he's always going to keep trying, no matter what.
He puts one foot in front of the other and tries to make the best possible choices he can do.
And I do want to just comment on something. Those people are fucking stupid. Because it's literally confirmed at the start that this is the first battle he lost against a clone of himself. So, like, they probably just saw he lost to the Hammer of Baravia and was just like, I need to type about this on Twitter.
Yeah. Did you guys like that kind of twist of Hammer of Baravia and Ultraman being the same person?
No, that makes sense.
I liked it.
Because also it ties... What I have to compliment is that the movie understands, okay, we have to tie this all back to Lex, or else it will be two different things going on at the same time. We did that with Doomsday and Lex last time. That didn't work out. So we need to make these two things all connect to one big thing. That's that it was Lex's idea the whole time. And I'm like, that makes Lex that much more of a villain.
He started the conflict just to fuck with Superman. He's so petty.
Yes, and also, hey, what do I also get out of doing it next to fucking with Superman? A little land to my own.
Super eyes. What?
Closing thing to end up with, Mortal Kombat in October 11th.
Yes!
Wait, what?
Yes!
What's this?
Yes, Devlin, you're excited. Fuck yeah. Mortal Kombat 2!
With
Wait,
Johnny
when was this announced?
Cage!
Oh, the
Johnny
film. Sorry, my brain was
Yeah.
like, the game? I was like, what?
The movie. We have Shao Kahn in the movie, and he says, finish him. I'm like, yes.
Finish him!
Guys, I like some of the Carl Urban acting, but I don't know about him as Johnny Cage. I don't know.
I
Okay,
don't
on
know.
that note...
Yeah, on that note, I'm about to be punched.
face.
What they've described Johnny
Cage. 1A! That's what he's going to do to me.
1A!
What they describe Johnny Cage as is like he's a washed up actor, and I'm like, well then there's a new take on him, so don't
Yeah, I think Carl Urban's he's fine. He's not.
Yeah, just like the first Mortal Kombat movie as well. It also was fine, but it was fun as fuck.
Yeah, I didn't care about the main guy. What was his name? Joe?
Yeah, Joe. Literally, John
Who the
Doe.
fuck is Joe?
Who is this fucker? He has armor as a special ability.
Boring.
Boring as fuck. Give me Scorpion kissing Sub-Zero right now.
What?
What?
That was so out of left field. I'm sorry.
What?
Just like, aren't they related in some timelines? Like,
What, Scorpion and Sub-Zero?
someone, I can't remember. Is it? No, it's Noob Saibot, isn't it? And Sub-Zero.
Noob Saibot and Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
No, Scorpion.
That's what I thought.
Wait. Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
In the news game, they are related. I take it back.
On that note,
forgot.
thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And we can only crash out. We can only crash out for so much for one time. We'll probably see you soon again for the next installment and what we talk about then. But for now, we must conclude. So with that, stay super, and
Man.
Stay super, man.
and stay fantastic.
Yeah, and
Alright.
stay combat mortal.